Ladies, it's a privilege to announce our next speaker, Antonia from Leafy Greens. Antonia De Luca, the owner and founder of Leafy Greens Cafe, is a vibrant and passionate young woman. Antonia was brought up a vegetarian and has always been involved in the family restaurant business, so naturally it was to end up in the hospitality industry, but with a difference. She opened Leafy Greens, a raw food and vegetarian-friendly restaurant on the organic farm at CANSA. After traveling the USA extensively and studying nutrition and health, she completed the Life Change program at Hippocrates Health Institute in Florida and visited many raw food restaurants in the USA for inspiration for this. Her cafe was born. Thank you, Antonia, and she's also brought some of her books with. That's also for sale today on Leafy Greens Cafe. And then Magdalene brought some of her inspirational words with as well, and it's for sale. Please go and speak to Magdalene. It's 80 Rand for one of these. Thank you. Antonia?
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for the introduction, Talita, and it's such a privilege to be able to be here with all of you beautiful women in this beautiful setting, with all of these gorgeous organic tables, and what a really truly special occasion, and for such a good cause for health and nutrition and for the betterment of the health of the people of our country, and I'm just so grateful to be here today. I'm going to introduce myself a little bit more and tell you about my background, and I'd also like to introduce Jane McKenzie. Jane is our in-house consultant at Leafy Greens. We all know that a lot of us need some help if we're struggling from health issues or mental issues, or just to have someone to chat to. Jane is a qualified pharmacist, and I'm going to let her introduce herself just now as well. And we're going to have a question and answer session at the end of our little chat. So if there's anything that you want to know about health and nutrition and raw food, vegetarianism, sustainable eating, any of those topics that we covered today, please feel free to ask towards the end. So I'll let Jane introduce herself, and then I'll talk about myself a little bit more, and then we'll continue with the speech.
Thank you very much, and good morning from me as well. It's also a privilege for me to be here. As Antonia said, I do have a pharmacy background. I've spent the last 30 years researching disease, illness, and more specifically treatment, because that's what I learned at university, was how to treat. And I must say I've done the full 360-degree circle, and I firmly believe that our food is our medicine and our medicine is our food. And added to this, the old adage, you are what you eat. If you take the word treatment, it goes T-R-E-A-T, mint, and that eat was so specific to me, it really stood out, because we are what we eat, and in terms of getting well, and for also the betterment of everybody around and our country, we need to eat properly. And Antonia has a most fantastic raw food restaurant. There's also some cooked food as well, but it's all organic, off their property, and that is a beautiful way to introduce yourself to raw culinary specialities which taste absolutely divine, and you don't have to think, oh, what am I going to do if I can't have non-vegetarian food, for example. So that's a really good example. And then I assist there and help with people with consultations on various disease areas, and then my methods of therapy are very much food source based. In other words, coming out of Gardener Nature's Pharmacy. Okay.